In the Bible, we read about many miracles that Jesus did when he was here on earth. One of the most incredible miracles was when Jesus walked on the water. Let's take a look at this amazing story, and they were really frightened. But in the middle of their terror, they saw something that shocked them even more. Here they are, tossed about in a boat in the middle of a storm, and they see someone walking toward them on the surface of the water. What would you do in this situation? I think most of us would probably do what the disciples did. They were terrified. Walking toward them on the water was Jesus. One night, the disciples were on a boat in the middle of a raging storm. The waves were crashing and the wind was blowing. He stepped out of the boat and started walking toward Jesus. Can you picture this? Here's Peter leaving the safety of the boat, walking on the water and heading toward Jesus. This must have been an amazing sight to see. When Peter started to walk toward Jesus, he was afraid. Even when Jesus reached out his hand to Peter and helped him, he still doubted. We can trust in Jesus because he has paid the price for our sins and given us everlasting life. We can trust in Jesus because he is coming back again to take us to our heavenly home. And let's know that he will never leave us nor forsake us. Can you imagine the scene? Yes, even when the circumstances look scary and hopeless, we can trust in Jesus. And as he focused on the waves and the wind, he began to be afraid. And as his fear grew, he started to sink. Remember that Jesus has the power to calm the storm in your life. He has the power to help you through your difficulties. And he has the power to give you peace that passes all understanding. If you liked this story, be sure to check out the other videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. But when Jesus got close enough, he said to them, "Do not be afraid." It is I. When Jesus spoke these words, the disciples realized that they had nothing to fear. And the moment that Jesus touched him, Peter felt a sense of calm and confidence. And together they walked on the water until they reached the boat. Even though the storm was fierce and the waves were high, they knew that Jesus was with them. So they took courage and believed that he would help them. And what was the first thing that Peter did? But after Peter took a few steps, he looked back at the boat, then back at Jesus. But before Peter completely sank, Jesus reached out his hand and grabbed him. Then all of the disciples got into the boat and worshiped Jesus. They had seen him do things that no one else could do, like calm the storm and walk on water. The disciples had been with Jesus for over 3 years. They had seen many miracles and heard his teachings. Yet even though they had seen so much, they still doubted. And they knew that he was the Son of God. Let's think about this for a moment. When they saw Jesus walking toward them on the water, they were afraid. But friends, we don't need to doubt because the Bible tells us that if we have faith in Jesus, we can do all things. We can trust in Jesus because he has promised to never leave us or forsake us. So the next time you face a situation that seems impossible, remember the words of Jesus. Do not be afraid, for it is I. So let's put our faith in Jesus. Let's trust in his word. I hope this story brings a smile to your face and strengthens your faith in Jesus.